Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Your boy just got to. I got to go live. I got to go live before I even, because everything went haywire in the last 5 minutes. Now, I got to reset every dang on thing. And I got to add all my shit back. What's up, Don? How you doing, ma'am? Let me get some background action going on. Because while I'm doing all this crazy stuff, we can get the party started. Because now I got to add everything back to my damn lineup where I had it. Because it all went to crap just that quick. It just it just it just went bad just so fast. And I'm like, why? Why would you wait right before I get ready to go on air to just shut down? Which is crazy. But that's the way the world is. That's the way things happen. I done forgot some of the images I had up, some of the things I was getting ready to post. It's crazy. But we gonna get it together and we gonna get the party started before before everything goes nuts. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just bear with me for a minute and we gonna get this party back started. Cause this thing is crazy. Wait a minute, the Draft Network. Everybody coming into the building. I ain't seen all y'all in a minute. It's been a while. Your boy been busy trying to keep the party together. You know, football season is in full effect. And I have to do a ton of running around for my little football players. Cause I love my guys, my young fellas. You know. And my young fellas be going hard in the paint. And they ain't did none of this before I even got on. But it's all gravy there. We finna turn it on though. Cause that's kind of nuts though. CMO Ford is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. My boy, Mr. Sabrina Campbell is in the building. Let me start and say hello. What's up with everybody? Miss Dawn Adams is in the building. Selmo Foot is in the building. Miss Loretta is in the building from the great state of Texas, down the street. You know what I'm saying? 50 and fabulous. That's what I'm talking about. The beautiful ladies and the CU aunties is stepping in the building. Sabrina Campbell is most definitely one of those aunties. Gage, what's up? From Dallas, much love and respect to Big Snacks, nothing but blessings for you, my guy. What's up, dog? I be up in the D. I gets it in. And one of my favorite ladies is just walking in the building. Miss Jeanette Fox is definitely in the house. But it's been crazy. It's been wild. And I got some more people that's in the building, but we're gonna let the people be the people. But I'm trying to get all this stuff back into my system because right when I got ready, I right before I was getting ready to go live, the whole damn system shut down. Didn't shut down, it just did something real wonky. And I reset everything. So now I'm just uploading a few of these videos before we get into all that. You know what I'm saying? So give me one more second. I'm about to where I want to be. Get this thing popping. All of my see. Oh Lord, Shakira is in the building. The monster herself. One of my truly good friends. Shakira is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. She is a monster. She will handle her business. She will definitely not let the business handle her. So any of y'all trolls coming through here, y'all get that word. Can't give her that power because she'll be them blocked everybody. We won't have no views up in here. Everybody be kicked out for acting up. You know what I'm saying? She definitely be showing out. But that's my buddy. That's my pal. So that's how we get down. You know, but we gonna get this party started. I ain't gonna even try to upload too much more. We'll just grab them as they go along. But I missed you, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't had time to do this like we usually do every day on a daily basis. But you know, it is what it is. We back in the house. You know, I get some when I get some. When I get in here, I get in here. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, if y'all didn't know, I uploaded a video this morning. And where I want to start today is going to be kind of simple. Because we're not going to be on here a long time, but we are going to have a good time. Because that's what we do. Because all of you are so smart and so deeply engaged into what is happening in the Cleveland Brown era with Shedeur Sanders and with the Colorado Buffaloes era, which is happening right now with Coach Prime. We're going to talk about the Browns first, and then we will definitely move to the Colorado Buffaloes. So don't get it twisted. I don't know if a lot of you guys are Colorado fans. I don't know how many of you are invested in the Colorado Buffaloes. I don't know if how many of you watch Colorado, but It is what it is. Big Robert in the house. RN is in the building. I want the Browns to not play him and let him have something to laugh at. Lorenzo, what's up, bro? What the business is? Robert is in the building. Brian, you want the supercomputer? Supercomputer coming. He ain't got no choice. He really ain't got no choice. But y'all know how we get down in this thing. Y'all ready to go? Let's get busy. We 10 minutes in. We passed our prime limit. Y'all know what we do before we get started. Y'all know how we get down. We got to give a shout out to you, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn your post notification bell on. But you know we do not start a video without giving a shout out to the beautiful ladies, the CU1T. And they are definitely in the chat today. But if they ain't in the chat and you see them later on in the comment section, just be respectful. Make sure you say what's up, because, oh my, if y'all seen some of these ladies, I have in person and on video. Oh my. So when you see them, make sure you give them the proper respect that's due and say what's up to those beautiful, wonderful ladies of ours. Y'all ready to do this thing? Let's go. In the middle of, we're not even in the middle. This is the start of the 2025 football season for the Cleveland Browns. And we 2 weeks in. And they are currently sitting at 0-2. And the offense is not looking that good. You got receivers dropping passes. You got Joe Flacco, who looks like a freaking statue who can't move. The offense is bad. Defense, whole different story. Defense is doing their part. Of course, Myles Garrett is being the monster that he is. Denzel Ward is locking receivers down along with the other half of his cornerback partner over there on the other side of the field. They are lacking a few in that area. But the Cleveland Browns' biggest problem is their offense. And their offense is stagnant. It's old. It's outdated. And it has no pizzazz. It has no oomph. It's missing that je ne sais quoi. You know what I'm saying? It's missing that thing where when you're watching a football game and you're able to see that offense just move down the field ever so slightly, so smoothly, so briskly, that it just looks like it all goes together. And currently, that's not where we're at with the Cleveland Browns. They haven't reached that point yet. Joe Flacco is old. That offensive line that I've been telling y'all about all offseason, old. Should have been replaced. But wide receivers, you really only have one. You got two tight ends, two good running backs. But the receivers aren't holding on to the ball. The tight ends, they doing okay. But the offense as a whole is not moving the way it should. It's just simply not getting the job done. And we'll get into super chats and all that crap in a little bit. If there are any, if there ain't, then we just keep the party pushing. But what's happening with the Cleveland Browns is they're old. They need a change. And they need a major change on the offensive end. Like I've told you all offseason, this Cleveland Browns team is going to be bad this season. Simply because Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry did not build for the future. And they will blame it, and everybody in the Cleveland local media will blame it on Deshaun Watson and his paycheck and the lack of draft picks, which is not true. This GM and this head coach and their staff simply do not know how to build a winning team. It's what they should have been doing the last 6 years they were here. They should have been building for the future. But now that half of your offense is old, you want to wait until it's time for them to go to try to rebuild. I gave you an example in a few of my videos of the Philadelphia Eagles, and people wonder why Philadelphia is so good all the time. Because Philadelphia has been constantly building toward the future. They have been getting better and better every season. And they've been drafting as if they are going to win multiple Super Bowls. They have been drafting linemen and defensive linemen straight out of the SEC. Half of that team is built from the SEC. And and Philadelphia haven't been having early first round picks. They've been toward the back of the draft because they've been in the playoff. They've been that good. And what Cleveland hasn't done is follow that mantra. They haven't followed the things that other teams have done. The NFL is the biggest copycat league in the world. But yet and still, Cleveland is a standalone when it comes to NFL play, quarterback play, and drafting. They never get it right. Since returning to the NFL in 1999, the Cleveland Browns simply haven't gotten it right. Quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. They are at 40 different quarterbacks in 2025 since 1999. Hell, and they're working that way with kickers. They just haven't been good. They just haven't been able to pick the right one. Is it the curse of Art Modell? We don't know. I think so. I think Art Modell is standing on top of this team saying, you didn't do what I wanted you to do, and that's why I sold the team. You bought it back, and I promise you that you will not prosper until you do right by me. Which local Cleveland people had a fit about Art Modell going into the Hall of Fame. But Cleveland Browns haven't done anything right. They've had some good players. They just haven't had a good team ever since 1999. 40 different quarterbacks in 25 years. That is ridiculous. That is outrageous. It, along with the multitude of head coaches, the multitude of general managers, the multitude of people that have been in and out of this system in the last 25 years, no one has gotten it right. Nobody. It was either good on one side of the ball and it was good on the other. And it ain't never been that good on the offensive side of the ball. In 25 years, you haven't been able to put together a playoff run. You haven't been able to put together a division winning team. But somehow, everybody else around you seems to get it right. So what is your problem? What is holding the Cleveland Browns back? We don't know. But right now, we know. With Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry at the helm, They haven't drafted properly. They haven't drafted for the future. They've drafted for right now. They've traded for right now. They haven't done the things to put this team in a better position of winning. And right now, what's holding the Cleveland Browns back is ego. It's the determination to be right. Joe Flacco is 41 years old. Joe Flacco is not Tom Brady. Tom Brady was a health nut. Tom Brady was a workout warrior. Tom Brady was a study holic. Even during the offseason, Tom Brady was studying the game of football. That's not Joe Flacco. If the Cleveland Browns don't go younger and go now, they're looking at an 0-15-17 season. If Joe Flacco does not come off the field in the next 2 games, the team is going to flat out quit, no matter who comes in. Because at this point, what are we playing for? What needs to happen is Joe Flacco needs to come out of the game after this week. Because if you've been watching my videos, I said give him 3 weeks. And the only reason for giving him 3 weeks is so the younger guys can get acclimated to football, can get used, can understand what it takes to prepare for a week of football, what it's like to prepare for a week on the road, what it's like to prepare for a week at home. How do I take care of my body? How should I set up my schedule for healing? How should I do this and how should I do that? After 3 weeks, Joe Flacco, you need to come sit right here. Hold this clipboard, put this headset on your head and help and guide and tutor and mentor and be a good teammate. Because out on that field, you don't give us a chance to win. Dillon Gabriel, you're up. It's your time. Sink or swim. Now, with Dillon Gabriel coming in, the only way the Cleveland Browns win is to revamp this offense. See, because now you have to play to Dillon Gabriel's strengths. Dillon Gabriel's strength is not playing from under center. It's not running shotguns and running bootlegs. That's not Dillon Gabriel's power. That's not in his wheelhouse. Dillon Gabriel's strength is playing from shotgun, playing with pace. Damn near running a 2-minute offense the entire game. But you know what? Cleveland Browns are not built for that. Offensive linemen are too old to run at that pace. So Dillon Gabriel is still not going to give you the best shot to win this game. Dillon Gabriel, if you watch any of these games during preseason, Dillon Gabriel only scored in the 2-minute offense. Dillon Gabriel only scored when they were running at a faster pace. No huddles, quick huddles, in and out, set up, shotgun, snap, let's go. Dillon Gabriel is not good coming from under the shotgun. These are the stats from those 2 head-to-head playoff games. When Shedeur played the first one, Dillon Gabriel played the second one. The third one don't count. Because once again, Dillon Gabriel still only scored in the 2-minute offense. When he was in the game on Sunday, they only scored because they were running at pace. Dillon Gabriel played his college football at 3 different colleges. All of them were in the shotgun. All of them were hurry up offenses. All of them were quick play offenses, one read offenses. And he played on teams that had mostly superior talent to the other teams that he was playing. So he was always at an advantage when playing these games. He always had more talent on his team than the other team. He always played at an advantage, unlike Shedeur. These stats tell you in these 2 games, against the blitz, Dillon Gabriel was 5 for 7 with 1 interception. Shedeur Sanders was 6 for 7 against the blitz with 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. See, we can only use these stats because these are the only stats we have to go off of. This is the only thing we have to compare to that is evenly balanced, that they both played with first and second team players. They played for a lengthy amount of time, and they both put points on the board. So this is what we compare to. In the play action, like I said, Dillon Gabriel can't play under center. In the play action, Dillon Gabriel is 1 for 6. Shedeur Sanders in play action is 3 or 4 for 30 yards and a touchdown. Dillon Gabriel is 1 for 6, 18 yards, and a pick. And don't forget, Dillon Gabriel also had a fumble in there also. On deep passes, which means passes plus 20 yards in the air, the ball travels 20 plus yards in the air. Shedeur Sanders is 1 for 2 for 30 yards. Dillon Gabriel is 0 for 0. Didn't even attempt one. All of Dillon Gabriel's passes are short, intermediate passes, and then they tried to get the yak. The intermediate passes, Shedeur Sanders is 4 for 5 with 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dillon Gabriel is 5 for 7 for 81 yards. Of course he is. Because that's where his bread and butter lies. That's where he makes his money, in the short to intermediate game. But as you can see, teams are not giving Joe Flacco the short to intermediate game. So what thinks you they're going to give it to Dillon Gabriel? Dillon Gabriel cannot run a Kevin Stefanski's offense because this offense is predicated on deep passes and running the football. These are long developing routes, and it takes time. And the quarterback needs 3 to 4 seconds to be able to get the ball down the field. Joe Flacco ain't had it. Shedeur didn't have it in college. And Dillon Gabriel can't see over the line. And once somebody like Myles Garrett or J.J. Watt or anybody else is coming around that corner, what are you going to do? Dillon Gabriel can't run all that much. He can get out. He can get safe. He ain't Lamar. Dillon Gabriel in this offense is not a fine fit, is what I'm saying. This offense is a slow developing offense. It is all the short intermediate passes. They're not hooks. They're not slants. They're just hitches. And this offense is bland. It's mediocre at best. It has no excitement to it. It has no razzle dazzle. It has a lot of motion that can be put in it, but you have to use that motion to help the players out, which is something Kevin Stefanski did a lot in the Cincinnati game, but he didn't do in the Baltimore game. We'll wait and see what he does Sunday with the Packers and Michael Parsons about to rip Joe Flacco's head off. We'll see what happens with that. But now, when it comes to Shedeur Sanders running this offense, do y'all remember when Shedeur Sanders, after his first game, told y'all, yes, this is easy. It's easy when you got the cheat sheet. What nobody has yet to elaborate on what he meant when he said he has the cheat sheet. Well, I'm gonna tell you what he meant. He meant, I got the cheat sheet because this is my offense. This is the same offense that I ran at Colorado. If you put Colorado's plays on top of Cleveland plays, they are the exact same. Trust me, I've done it. They are the exact same freaking plays. Motion's the same. Routes are the same. This is the same playbook. That's why every time they tell y'all he's not ready, I tell you they lying. He is more than ready. He is more than prepared. Shedeur Sanders can run this offense with ease. That's why when he played in that first game, it looked so easy to him. He was comfortable. He didn't feel out of sorts. It didn't look like he had to figure it out because he didn't. He knows exactly what to do and where to go with the ball. They were wondering, why is he holding on to the ball so long? Because when you're trying to throw the ball downfield, these routes are developed. They take 4 to 5 seconds for you to even look like you're open. They're not schemed up to where they got some crosses or they got one man drawing the safety this way and another guy cutting back. These routes are basic. This playbook is basic. And Shedeur knows this playbook very, very well. Yes, the terminology was different. The language is different. The play calling is longer. But it's the same thing that he ran in Colorado. Pat Shurmur was his offensive coordinator in Colorado. Jackass Kevin Stefanski built his playbook off of Pat Shurmur's playbook. They're basically the same. Yeah, there are a few differences. Of course they're going to be different. They're not going to be exact. But the basic knowledge of the playbook, Shedeur knows better than Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and anybody else. Shedeur knows that offense. I kept telling y'all that's why they hiding him. That's why they don't want y'all to see him. That's why I told y'all in this first game it was going to be easy for him because he knows it. He knows where the ball should go. Shedeur is better at throwing players open than Dylan Gabriel. Shedeur is better at fitting balls into tighter windows. Shedeur is better into layering the ball over linebackers and safeties than Dylan Gabriel. His ball placement and accuracy is one of the best in the league. He is tremendously great at that. This is why Shedeur Sanders is the best and pretty much the only option they have to get this team to even look like it's competitive. But Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry will not come off of their high horse and swallow their pride and say, okay, we're going to try to sabotage this season. Joe, You're going to 3. Dylan, you're going to 2. The QB 2. Shedeur, next week, you're getting all the reps with the ones. All of them. As much as you can. So this week, get in your playbook. Extra hard. Get with your receivers. Get with your tight ends. Get that extra work. Talk about it. Learn about it. Watch film together. Do what you need to do. Because this is EA Sports, baby. And you in the game. This is what needs to happen. But unfortunately, we have the high and mighty. Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry. And they are not, I repeat, not coming off of that high horse. They will not surrender to the fact that they were wrong for picking Dylan Gabriel first or ahead of Shedeur Sanders. That, my friend, is why you won't see Shedeur Sanders for a while unless both of these quarterbacks get their bells rung, and Joe Flacco might get his run Saturday because Michael Parsons on a headhunting mission because he pissed at Jerry Jones because he really didn't want to leave Dallas, and every quarterback that he can touch, he knocking their head off. So, y'all better play for Joe Flacco. And because he finna get this work. Now, moving on to section 2. And before we move on to section 2, part 2 of this of our things that we do, need y'all to take a minute. And we're gonna shout out our sponsor, Live Audio. If you don't know who Live Audio is, LIVB Audio. They are one of the premium headset brands entering the headphone space. They are owned and developed by my friend, my homeboy, a former NFL wide receiver, Mark Clayton. Played for the Baltimore Ravens for 10 years. That's my homeboy. It's my partner. So, check them out. Y'all make sure y'all go by Live Audio and check out the new headphones. Link is in the description of the video. So make sure y'all go by and holler at my people. Live Audio, good headphones for active people. People who like to exercise, work out, even play them. I wear them. I wear mine sometimes when I'm working out with my boys or when I'm playing basketball with my sons. They just don't fall off. So, you know, it is what it is. But on to part 2 of what we came to do. As we know, on Saturday, there was Adam Schefter. Just popped up out of nowhere. Just in the middle of a football afternoon, Adam Schefter pops up and says, "Hey, the Ravens wanted to draft Shedeur Sanders." And he said he not going. He'll say he not want to go over there. And everybody jumped into a fit. Everybody had a fit about Shedeur. Everybody had an opinion. A lot of people had an opinion about Shedeur Sanders not wanting to go back up the 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson And why would you be mad at that when Lamar is going to play, what, 8-10 more years minimum in the NFL? No, that's not where we want to go. But my initial thought was, why in the hell are we even talking about this right now? The draft was 5 months ago. Why are we talking about shit that should have been brought up after the draft? And now the headline, once again, Shedeur is dominating the headlines because Adam Schefter decided to say something he should have said 5 months ago. Something that should have been talked about then, not now. Yes, the Browns are going to play the Ravens, but why were you sitting on this information for 5 months? What was your purpose? Because you just said, oh, I'm going to put this one in my pocket because Cleveland got to play the Ravens. And when they do that, I'm going to drop this Shedeur joint. I'm going to get them clicks and views. You Adam Schefter. You don't need that. But, you know, ESPN might have needed some more talking points. It's football season. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. But, you know, Shedeur Sanders drives more clicks than most. But my theory was Shedeur didn't want to go play behind Travis. I mean, yeah. Lamar. Cleveland was a better option. Because you got Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. Hell yeah, I'm going over there. I'm better than all of them. Yeah, the NFL tried to punk me out, tried to make a little point, tried to show they big boys. But you know what? I'm just going to chill. I'm going to bide my time, do what I do. I'm going to go in these communities and do what I always do. I'm going to plant my flag in Cleveland. See, I'm going to do what everybody else don't do. I'm going to go to these high schools. I'm going to go to these housing areas. I'm going to go hang out in Cleveland. I'm going to go be amongst the people, my people. Because I ain't scared. I ain't too uppity. Yeah, I'm born rich. But I also come from the hood. Y'all talking about Snacks? What you talking about he come from the hood? Yeah. He come from the hood. He might be bougie in some ways. But when it came to real life, Deion Sanders took them boys to the hood. He wanted them to understand that this is not all that it is in life. This is where you get your dog at. These boys are hungry over here. This is where y'all need to play football. With the ones that ain't got nothing, that this is all they got to try to get something. So yeah, they was hanging out in the hood. They got that dog from being in the hood, not from living on that palatial ass estate. They got they hunger and they fight and their will to be better than most from hanging out with people who had less than them and treating them as if they were just like them. They didn't thumb their nose up at those people. They got it out the mud. And on UCSS the other day, Tyvis felt the same way that I felt.
This is exactly why I am not considered a media member, because I hate when media members goes out and put stories out like this that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. So what? That was something that you should have reported back when the draft happened. I don't know why you bringing it out now. I'm sick of people using Shedeur Sanders' name for click. It really is starting to bother me. Dude ain't doing nothing but trying to get better and going to work every day with a smile on his face and doing wonderful things for the community. Stop using that man's name for clickbait. Boom, back to Shedeur.
Yeah.
Now, The reason why I have no issue with what Shedeur did is because, to be honest with you, it would have been foreign to him. Why do I say that? He went to Jackson State. They were no good when he got there. He helped make them good. He went to Colorado. They were no good when he got there. He helped make them good. He got to the Cleveland Browns. They're no good when he got here. He's trying to make them good. This is something that he's used to doing. He's never really stepped into a program where it was, oh, this is a really good program. I'm going to sit back and learn. No, he recruited the city of Cleveland because it was something that he was used to. He was used to going to places and making them better. He wants to do the exact same thing with Cleveland. The thing that people not paying attention to is he's playing the long game. He got the fan base so good and he got the city of Cleveland so good that at some point it's inevitable that he's going to step out on that field, because what he's doing in the community, the way he's the way he's helped people that was in need, and that the way he spends time talking to kids. Listen, people remember that stuff. It's gonna be it's a huge storm coming that day that Shedeur got to get out on that field. And I think when he does, he's gonna do well. Right now we seen him in the preseason. He had his good game, he had his bad game. Right now he's just sitting back, answering, doing everything the right way, just taking notes and consistently getting better. He's doing it in the quiet. Nobody's really trying to say nothing to him. He ain't really trying to have no headlines in the media. He's just showing up to work every day, trying to get better, because as he continues to say, when his opportunity comes, he want to make sure that he's ready for that opportunity, because he's one of those guys that I think the way he comes off to me is, if you give me that opportunity, I ain't giving it back.
And that is true. I told y'all plenty of times, once Shedeur is on the field, it's a wrap. So Dylan Gabriel better hope he go first. Because if he get out there, he not coming off the field. He is just that good. But on the other end of that spectrum, there are also people who think like this. There's no way that glitch the hell out. Why? Why, man? Why is it today? Why is it today? I don't know what it is. But on the other hand, there are people who think like this.
If it matters, he's talking about it. The Dale Jackson Sports Update on Chalks Huntsville.
A current backup quarterback on the Cleveland Browns, Shedeur Sanders, or as we know him, Deion Sanders' son, now has more negative news coming out against him, and that is that he let the Baltimore Ravens know that he did not want to play backup to Lamar Jackson, the guy who should have won the last 2 MVPs in this league, because he wanted to be able to compete for a starting job. This was after he had slipped to the 5th round, and it's a completely insane thing to see.
I think this is incredibly short-sighted. Like, if you're in this situation, you want to go to an organization that is going to develop you, right? Here you have the Baltimore Ravens, the model of stability in the NFL.
Now he is in a situation where he can't even win a job in Cleveland. And like I said, who is the starting quarterback there? I can't tell you off the top of my head, but he is still in the news. Now, none of this is good for him. If you're a starting quarterback and you're in the news, that's generally a good thing. But if you're a backup in the news, who in their right mind wants to take on that distraction? You become a liability for the team. This guy is probably never going to be the star he could have been if he just would have put his head down and put in the work. Instead, he wanted to be a star from day one and wasn't willing to work, and now everybody sees that, and that is going to permeate throughout his entire career.
That is from some idiots in my city, well, my state, the great state of Alabama. Guys from Jocks 103.9 FM. If you know Paul Feinbaum, That is where Paul Feinbaum originated from that radio station and that radio station alone. But that is the way that people are thinking about Shedeur. That's like I said, it's two sides to this. It's those that believe that Shedeur is the right guy, and those that believe Shedeur is still living off of his father's name. I don't know why they think that. I don't know why they would not believe that Shedeur is his own person. You know, it's kind of crazy. Shedeur doesn't have to live off of his father's name. Shedeur has made his own way. It's obvious. And besides, all of this noise is not any of Shedeur's doing. It's the media's doing. The media is constantly talking about Shedeur. Shedeur is not talking about Shedeur. The media is talking about Shedeur. Shedeur is just going about his business in the usual way. But let me show you one more, jackass.
Think in. So there are 27 other franchises that are simply bullshitting. The Cleveland Browns are one of those franchises that are always bullshitting. Then guess what you chose, Paige DeMarcos? You chose the franchise that other franchises send their players when they want their dreams to die. Odell Beckham, literally. What did the Mara family do? They sent them to Cleveland for the dreams to die. Yep. Baker Mayfield went there. His career was completely horrible, and he had to revitalize himself with the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Los Angeles Rams. Watson. Amari Cooper was sent where? To the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson can't get right with the Cleveland Browns, so why would you put yourself in that position? It's the classic case of instant satisfaction versus playing the long-term game.
But the problem is, that was Shedeur's choice. Shedeur is playing the long game. Shedeur, hold on, let me just go get it. See, they don't know Shedeur's intentions. And this is the problem with everybody that is speaking about this situation. About he should have went to the Ravens. It was a better place for him. He should have went to Philadelphia. It was a better place for him. He would have been better off. He would have been trained better. He would have been able to do the right things. He would have been in a better position to succeed. Shedeur has never taken the easy route. Jackson State, that's not the easy route. You won't say, yeah, but his daddy was there. His daddy was the head coach. Did you watch Jackson State before Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders got to Jackson State? No. Did anybody that's not black, that didn't attend an HBCU, worry about Jackson State before Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders walked on that campus? If you're not from the South, you probably don't even know what an HBCU is. I know a lot of black people that don't know, that didn't know what an HBCU was. So it's not hard to believe that none of y'all knew what the hell we was talking about when they said HBCU, when they said Jackson State. Man, what are you talking about? That nobody knows what that is, right? Because nobody cared. Nobody watched. Nobody paid attention to Jackson State, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Grambling, and all these other colleges, Spelman, Morehouse, all these other HBCUs, Howard, Savannah State, Georgia State, all these schools that were irrelevant, that didn't mean nothing until didn't mean anything to a certain group of people until Deion and Shedeur Sanders stepped on campus. All of a sudden, ESPN showing up. ESPN Game Day was at Jackson State twice. More than one occasion, ESPN Game Day has been to an HBCU. Yes, it's because it was Deion Sanders, but yet still they was there. That's what matters, that they were there. They were present. You know how many people watch College Game Day in the morning? Do you know what that did for Jackson State? Do you know what that did for HBCUs as a whole? Put them completely on the map. Gave them the visibility to get a deal with ESPN, to where ESPN is currently broadcasting HBCU games every week on ESPN and ESPN Plus. That's what Deion Sanders did for the lowly HBCU network. So don't tell me what they don't do. Don't tell me that they ain't doing their job when they have done more than what was needed in every area that they went to. When they have done the work at every college campus they have stepped on. You can't do it. But Cam Newton had to fix this situation because everybody was just assuming. He just turned down the doggone Baltimore Ravens and had no clue what was next. But come to find out, there's a couple of more teams in the mix. And we was talking to them. Cam, help us out.
Source tells me that it wasn't just the Baltimore Ravens. It was three teams: the Cleveland Browns, the Philadelphia Eagles, and it also was Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is where the perspective gets skewed, because why would Shedeur not want to go to Baltimore? If any team has been on the cutting edge of saying we figured out the recipe of drafting and developing good players to play great and elite, that's one of the teams that does it at a high level. Why not go to Baltimore? The second team, Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts has been nothing less than a model citizen. And of course, he's thinking to himself, like, you're talking about development. You're talking about preparing him to be a potential starting quarterback. These are individuals that is a no-brainer. The third team was the Cleveland Browns. Anybody in the NFL draft has this consistent thought: I want to go to a team that I can do what, Peggy?
Play.
So, if that's your thought, my source tells me that Shedeur had too much respect for Lamar Jackson, had too much respect for Jalen Hurts, and he would be in a situation where he would have needed that individual in Lamar and Jalen to get hurt in order for him to have an opportunity to play. All money ain't good money, and every opportunity is not really a great opportunity for where you are or what your vision is. So if you are dealing with an individual that has the utmost respect for Lamar Jackson, has the utmost respect for Jalen Hurts, the thought is, if I go into Cleveland, I would have more of a chance to play and compete for a position rather than hoping that an individual gets hurt. You have to do what's best for you, even if nobody agrees with it. That's something that you have to live with.
Talk to him, Cam. Even if don't nobody else believe in you, you got to believe in you. See, all these people are giving their opinion on what Shedeur should have done, because none of them were. seriously about the I don't even know what that is. Y'all messing up a good stream. While I'm getting down in the middle of just over here showing out. And here y'all come with this bull crap. Why? Why do we have the bull crap? Just do a brother wrong. I don't know what it is, D. It just don't want me to be great today. And I don't understand it. They don't want me to show up and show out. Might be them people. I ain't gonna call no name, but them people, you know. Might be them people wanting to act up. Y'all know about them people. I know y'all know about them. Now, on the arena, they were having a discussion. And a former Browns quarterback was in the middle of this discussion. And it got kind of heated, got kind of spicy, but we gonna check it out.
You put stars on the field, they're gonna be stars. Simple as that.
I don't disagree with you at all. I don't, but I just wish it was somewhere else. I wish he would go to a different place where he could be developed. Because the biggest thing in all this, yeah, but
now you become a backup quarterback, and we can
not for life.
What backup quarterback has been a backup quarterback and became a starter? Romo, go.
Are you talking about at the same place?
Yeah, they was a backup quarterback and they became a starter in the NFL.
The same place?
Romo, no, it's just period. Romo didn't go. Who else?
I mean,
who else are backup quarterbacks?
It's a bad example.
They just became a starter in the league.
It's a
Romo, and who else?
Dak Prescott.
Jordan Love,
Brock Purdy.
Are you talking about?
No. Them guys are drafted. Them guys are drafted to. In 3 years, he finna be the starter. That's not the situation in Baltimore. You were drafted to be a fucking backup.
I'm not saying that, but
you're not drafted to be the starter in 3 years.
Teams nowadays, in the fifth round, you not gonna play anywhere.
Well, that's a whole another conversation, bro. The fifth round is bullshit, bro. We know damn well.
It don't matter why he went. We're there now. Yeah. Now we're in the fifth round.
It don't matter why he went.
No, because at that point,
it do matter why he went, bro.
But at that point, he's there. It doesn't matter how he got there. It don't matter.
There. It do matter. It do matter why he went.
He's there.
It don't matter.
You can't change it. He's in the fifth round.
You can't
rewind time and go back to the first.
If you a top 3 pick talent and you do some shit like leave, slap a nigga, run a nigga over with a car, you do some shit and you drop to the fifth round. Once I get to camp, I am leave, nigga. I'm still leave.
Hey,
I'm going to be the starter here, man. And I'm not going to go nowhere. Hold on. I'm not going to go nowhere where Deion Sanders and Champ Bailey is there. I don't got a chance to play there. Let me go to fucking Cleveland where I got a chance to play.
You did all that and leave. Guess where you went? In the first round. The first round. That's because you leave.
Yeah. Akeem Talib did go in the first round. He did fuck people up before he got in the NFL. But he was so good they didn't even care.
He went in the fifth.
Because I pulled my pants up, I put a button up, and I fooled the shit out them owners. That's not really me, guys. I'm Akeem Talib. I don't do that kind of stuff.
How did you fool?
I buttoned up and I interviewed, bro. That's the only thing he did wrong.
Exactly. They handled it wrong, and now we're in the fifth round. You have to move like a fifth rounder.
It don't matter where you
no
go.
longer a first rounder.
Chris went undrafted. Chris Harris went undrafted because he ran slow. But once he got there, he still was fucking Chris Harris. I'm about to be the starting nickel, and he was.
But
he got to pick where I can go.
The fifth round, Chris didn't get to pick where he went. He was undrafted. You're in the fifth round, and this team is saying, "We want you." So you take the risk of going to Cleveland when you don't go. I understand why he didn't go, but you are in the fifth round and you have not been drafted.
Right.
You cannot act like you are in the first round.
But you are a totally different type of backup in Baltimore than you are in Cleveland.
I fully agree.
This backup in Cleveland, you could be the starter at any time. This backup in Baltimore, you have no fucking chance to start ever until Lamar says I quit.
All I'm saying is why he got to the fifth at this point doesn't matter. We can speculate. We can say why, even if we all agree.
Yeah.
Let's say we all agree the NFL himself was out to get Shedeur Sanders. Okay.
It was out to prove a point.
Well, we all know that's true.
Okay, point proven. Now he's in the 5th round. Move as if you're in the 5th round now. Stop moving like you're the first pick.
You're
not the first pick.
He's moving like he's in the 5th round now. All right, let me go somewhere where the fuck I can start. Where can I go start? Baltimore? No chance. Cleveland? See, by week 8, I could be the starter.
He didn't know he was going to Cleveland. He just passed on Baltimore.
And see, that's where you're wrong. Because he did know he was going to Cleveland. Because, let me tell y'all the draft order. Since we won, the Ravens was picking at 141. Shedeur was picked at 144. But Philly had the 145th pick. Cleveland moved up to jump in front of Philly. Spent 2 draft picks, 2 6th-round draft picks to get Shedeur before Philly did, because they knew Philly was talking to him. He had already passed on Baltimore. Okay. Baltimore, Cleveland, and Philly, they were all having the same conversation with Shedeur. And Shedeur weighed his options. You got a black quarterback in Philly, a black quarterback in Baltimore. Both of them under the age of 30. Neither one of them are retiring in the next 10 years. Why would I go there? If I go there, then I have to hope that they get hurt in order for me to play. And people are still calling him stupid. He already knew who was in Cleveland. We knew they had already signed Joe Flacco. We knew that they had already traded for Kenny Pickett. He knew that they had just drafted Dylan Gabriel. So those are my 3 competitors. I know I'm not getting a job in Philly. I know I'm not getting a job in Baltimore. So why in the hell would I not go to Cleveland? Cleveland is your best option to start, because Joe Flacco is old. Yeah, he might start. Kenny Pickett, they don't have no faith in him. He for sure. Dylan Gabriel, I played in college with him. I already know I'm better than him. We seen all his tape. Let's go to Cleveland and let's go get it. Yeah, I'm not going to be the starter. I'm not going to be the 2nd string. I'm going to be the 3rd string. I already know where I'm going to be. I know they're going to sit me in the back of the bus. But that's all right. I'm going to sit back here in the back of the bus and do my thing. I'm going to get to this city. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to bring the city out. I'm going to make the city love me. I'm going to make the people love me. And then I'm going to get in this playbook, which I already know because it's the same damn playbook I played last season. I'm going to do all the things that once I get on the field and show them what I have, if they wanted to kick me off the team, they wouldn't be able to.
You don't know.
It's speculation, and that's why I'm saying this is all speculation. But that, I look, even if he goes to Baltimore, Keeb, I'm not saying that he's not going to be a starter in the league. My issue is that if you go to Baltimore, you're going to get developed the right way. Lamar could be there for 8 more years.
Right.
They're going. If he goes out and balls in the preseason, like I know he can, and he gets a real shot, unlike he did in Cleveland, he's not out there with a bunch of 3rd and 4th stringers. I know you guys like Cooper Rush. I think Shedeur Sanders is better than Cooper Rush. No disrespect to him. His ceiling is a lot higher.
Right. Shedeur Sanders' ceiling is higher than Cooper Rush's. It's not, Cooper Rush is not the problem. Lamar Jackson is the problem. Lamar Jackson is not coming off the field, man. Did you see his contract? And he finna come up for a new one not too long and not too distant future. Lamar is 28, 27 years old. Lamar is not an old quarterback. Lamar is new to this. Lamar got a minimum of 8 more years in the league. And more than likely, all of them will be in Baltimore. So why would I go there? Jalen Hurts just got to the league 4 years ago. He damn sure ain't going nowhere no time soon. And he just won a Super Bowl. He got a minimum of 5 more years in Philadelphia regardless. That Super Bowl just bought him 5. He good. So why would I go there? Makes no sense. So we going to Cleveland. Well, I already know I'm better than everybody. But that was part 1. What did they say in part 2?
Let's move on. I don't want to take away from the team. I don't want to be a distraction. I love that. But if it is true, I find it very bizarre. If I'm Shedeur Sanders, I would much rather go to the Baltimore Ravens and back up Lamar Jackson instead of going to the Cleveland Browns after they drafted a guy in the 3rd round already and going on a depth chart that has 5 quarterbacks to a team that's notorious, and I know personally, for not developing quarterbacks the right way. Right. They aren't successful in Cleveland. And I know Shedeur thought of it maybe as a sense of, I want to.
Oh, FYI, that is former Cleveland Brown quarterback Cody Kessler. Y'all don't believe me? Go find him. Go look at his stats. And then you'll understand why he talked the way he talked.
Play right away. Lamar's going to be in Baltimore for a long time. But you go there as a backup. You get in a winning culture. You get developed the right way. You're behind one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And then you go ball out in preseason, like I know he can. You go ball out when, hey, the Ravens are locked for the number 1 seed in the playoffs. You're going to get a game to yourself with great talent around you. You go ball out in that situation, and then you get teams come knocking after 1 or 2 years saying, hey, we need a starter, and Sanders looks great because he didn't get forced right away or he's not being developed the right way that he would be in Cleveland. So I just, if that was the case, I wish he would have went to Baltimore. Now, the other thing, and a different angle on this, again, all speculation. I don't know Shedeur personally, but I wonder if Shedeur, when it got to that point in the draft, just wanted to go undrafted at that point. And he didn't want to go to the Ravens, and that's why he said, don't draft me. And you may look at me like I'm crazy, but hear me out. When you get to that 5th, 6th, 7th round, it's almost better if you're Shedeur Sanders and he has the money and he's a great young man with the NIL and he's smart with his money, to go undrafted, take a step back, and then you control your own destiny and look at this roster and that roster and this roster. And I can sign somewhere as an undrafted free agent, and my agent can negotiate instead of getting buried on a depth chart and going to a bad situation. I really think that played a big part. I'm not saying that guys want to go undrafted. Don't get me wrong. It is a blessing. It's an honor to be drafted in the NFL. Not everybody has that luxury. But for me, I just feel like maybe he said that to say, hey, I don't want to go somewhere 5th, 6th, 7th round because I know I'm not going to go compete right away. Or I'm not going to get the opportunities as a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick to get a chance to go start. So let me step back, go look at maybe the Saints. I know it's not a great organization right now, but I can compete there. Kellen Moore's the head coach. Go look at these some of these other teams to where I can go compete maybe in year 1 or 2 that have a veteran quarterback instead of just going to Cleveland and getting buried on a depth chart. So, again, I don't know if it's true.
That's what he saw in Cleveland, though. He could have told Cleveland the same shit, right? Nah, don't draft me. But he accepted it because that's what he saw in Cleveland.
And if that's the case,
opportunity to play.
I just don't like that.
Yeah,
so you would have went to Baltimore because that's the backup quarterback in you. You know what I'm saying?
I love that freaking comment. Keith Lee don't be playing with him, boy. He told that man, you would have went to Cleveland because that's the backup quarterback in you. See, you got that type of mentality. You know you suck. You just happy to be here. You don't care if you start or if you ride the bench because you just glad you here. Shedeur a dog. Shedeur got that mentality where he want to start. He don't want to sit behind nobody. He knows how good he is. He has that much confidence in himself that, yes, I will give you the luxury of putting me at 3rd string right now. But when it's my turn, watch what I do. Watch how I show out. But, you know, old backup over there, he ain't got that kind of moxie. That's why he's not in the league right now. Cody Kessler was ass at a quarterback. I don't know why Cleveland ever drafted him. Sorry.
Ain't no backup quarterback in Shedeur. He don't got that bone in his body. So
But
he want to
this
play.
is the NFL. You're one play. Look at Joe Burrow
Exactly.
right now.
So look,
Lamar Jackson could go down at any moment, and you're
Exactly.
trying
But once you get to the fifth round, Keith, and I'm not saying he was a fifth-round pick, but once you get to the fifth round, I'm not saying from the beginning, but at that point in the fifth round, it's like, all right, no one's drafting me to go be a starter.
Why he say the same thing in Cleveland?
I don't know if they gave him the choice. That's the thing why I say.
They gave him a choice, and he made it. And see, that's why everybody giving their opinion. That's why I'm glad Cam did what he did and said, listen, my peoples that I talked to in the NFL told me that we called him. Cleveland called him. Baltimore called him. He had a choice. All three of them drafting back to back to back. All of them in and off the phone at the same time. He told Baltimore, no, I ain't coming there. He told Philadelphia, no, I ain't coming there. Cleveland jumped up to beat Philadelphia to the punch because they didn't know. So they said, hey, he talking to Philly, and Philly finna come up. And we like 5 picks behind Philly. We ain't even got no pick in the 5th round. Let's go get him now. They spent 2 6th-round draft picks. That's why people keep talking that talk, especially those local reporters in Cleveland, when they keep saying that the Cleveland Browns don't have no investment in Shedeur. He's just a 5th-round draft pick. You wrong. You are completely wrong. They spent 2 6th-round draft picks to move up to come and get him. That's why it was easier trading Kenny Pickett just to get the same 5th-round draft pick that they gave up to get him, because they got 2 draft picks invested in Shedeur. That's why I kept telling people they got more invested in Shedeur than they do Kenny Pickett. They picked Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. There's no way in hell they're letting Shedeur Sanders go. For what they traded for him for is an equivalent of a 4th-round pick. But they not going to get that, even if they tried to trade for him, because he ain't got nothing on tape. He ain't got no actual gameplay. So they can't do nothing with him. If they cut him, everybody go and get him, because then he free lunch. Cleveland, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry do not want Shedeur Sanders on the field because they don't want to look like jackasses. But let me let Tiki Khalil keep on killing this boy.
All speculation. I don't know if they
Lamar
told him
goes down, the next backup quarterback there is Cooper Rush. He a damn good backup. He's already second on the depth chart. You know what I'm saying? He could move a little bit. He could put a Lamar impression on.
Why couldn't he come to them and say,
look, I'm taking Shedeur over Cooper Rush.
But I want to be in the
because Shedeur has stardom.
He played no football.
He got stardom, starter. That's what's in his blood. That's all he know. So he want to go to a situation where he got a chance to start.
He's not even getting.
I mean, he ain't know it was going to be like that. But you look at him now, right? All right, they start 0-2 right now. Shit, you look at their next 2 games, it's like the Lions and somebody, they probably going to be 0-4. Then Gabriel will be up. If Gabriel don't go 4-1 or 3-2, who turn is it next? It's going to be Shedeur time. By the week 9, Shedeur is going to do exactly what he went there for. He's going to have his 4 games to start. You remember how I was in Tampa? We used to go through quarterbacks like goddamn bags of chips. It's like, hey,
that's the problem.
I'm done with this flavor.
Too.
You go to the next one. I'm done with this flavor. Like, bro, long as they losing games, they going to keep on trying different guys.
Yep.
So Flacco won't stay upright. You know what I'm saying? He getting his ass tore up already. Once he start 0-4, okay, Dylan, let's go. Dylan threw a touchdown, showed a little promise. If Dylan don't go 4-1 or 3-2, if Dylan hop in and go 1-4, it's going to be okay next. Let's see what Shedeur. Our crowd getting fed up with it. We tired of the media. Let's just throw him in there. Fucking.
So you're saying, you think Shedeur has a better chance of success of going in at 2-8 at that point in Cleveland with a bad team than going and sitting for a year or 2, developing in that organization behind Lamar Jackson, and then teams come knocking and saying, hey, we want you to come to the
I think he has a better chance to start a game in Cleveland more so than in Baltimore.
But that's not always the best thing.
But that's the best thing for Shedeur.
They see, that's the problem. They're not listening. The man telling you this is what he wants. The way you want him to go, the traditional way everybody thinks Shedeur should go. That's not the way he's going. That's not what he's doing. He ain't doing that shit. We doing something different over here. We going our way. We made our choice. And this is how it is. Now I'm going to sit back and wait my time. And when it's my time, when I get on the field, ain't nobody else getting up. That's all it is. He just playing the game the same way they playing the game. He taking his licks now. Because I'm going to be able to hit you harder than you're going to be able to hit me. Because when it's my turn, I ain't coming off the field. And then on my 4th year, because I ain't got no 5th year option. So in year 3, I'm going to make you back up every Brinks truck you got in Cleveland to keep me there. Every last one of them. Y'all think they mad about Deshaun Watson contract in Cleveland? When it's Shedeur turn to re-up, I want y'all to bookmark this now. When it's Shedeur turn to re-up, he gonna get the biggest guaranteed, fully guaranteed contract in NFL history. That one I promise you. Because you got me first. I'm gonna get you second. See, you got me coming in. But see, now you got to pay me. And all my numbers big. Every last freaking one of them. See, that's how you get your get back. You can take your licks in the beginning. I'll take my licks now. I'll let you make me look like a jackass and make me look like I ain't worth nothing. But once I get on this field, and once I show you, and once I show out, remember, this is the rookie contract. You get me cheap right now. See, because once I start, then you ain't gotta win no Super Bowls. You ain't gotta do none of that. You ain't gotta do nothing but take Cleveland to the playoffs 2 years in a row. You can get whatever you want. Don't mess around and win the division. Boy. Win a division? Something ain't nobody did in 30 years? Shedeur Sanders gonna have the biggest contract ever guaranteed in NFL history. Fully. And they ain't gonna have no choice. See, that's how you get your lick back. See, I ain't worried about you right now. Ain't worried about your punishment right now. Ain't worried about you making me be third string right now. All I want is my turn, my shot. Give me what I need. And once I get it, Kevin Stefanski, I'm going to save your job. Andrew Berry, I'm going to save your job. And we're going to ride this thing out. And in 3 years, no, really 2. Because on the 3rd year of his contract, which is in 2 years, see, because the first year don't even matter. This is where I just get my job, get my posting. Let me just get me. See, because come year 3, after I done a few things, we're going to rub our hands together like Birdman. And you're going to bag that Brinks truck up like Juvie told them girl to bag that ass up in the 99 and the 2000. You know what I'm saying? That's the game. See, that's the long game that Tigers was talking about. He didn't go that deep into detail. He didn't get that intricate with it. He might not even been thinking that deep along the line. But that's what Shedeur thinking. That's what Dion thinking. Let them have you right now. They can get you for a little money. We're going to make all this money. We're going to make the commercial money and the Nike money and the Taco Bell money and the Kentucky Fried Chicken money. We're going to make the Delta money. We're going to get all that. See, because what they don't know, They thought they was sick of Johnny Manziel and his State Farm commercials. The first game Shedeur Sanders started, you're going to see about 10 Nike commercials, 4 Gatorade commercials, 3 KFC commercials. You're going to be so sick and tired of Shedeur and Deion Sanders, it ain't going to even be funny. See, all this is on hold. It's already been done. They just ain't bought the commercial spots yet because they don't know when he's going to start. But when he starts, the first game, it's going to be so many Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders commercial, pistachios, Nike, Gatorade, Delta, Lululemon, all that shit. The whole game is going to be Sanders activity. Geico, KFC. They're going to be so mad. Y'all think y'all was mad at Baker for commercials? Just hold on a minute. Just wait till he get his first start. See, Cleveland ain't even got no prime time game. They ain't got no Thursday night game. They ain't got no Monday night game. They ain't got no Sunday night game. All their games are 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Not even nationally televised. But the first game Shedeur Sanders started, that's the first time they're going to get national TV recognition. The first time they announced Shedeur Sanders is starting for the Cleveland Browns, the NFL is going to say, hurt. That's a primetime game. We need that one on at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. I don't give a shit who they playing. We broadcasting that because they know everybody and their mama is tuning in. The Cleveland Browns have been so bad for so long. Everybody knows who the best quarterback in Cleveland is. They just waiting on it to happen. It's going to happen. They better hope Joe Flacco make it out the game Sunday. Because I'm telling y'all, Michael Parsons is headhunting people. He is on point to destroy everybody. But while y'all here, do your boy solid. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn your post notification bell on. You know, make sure you go down in the description, check out Live Audio, you know, get yourself some. But Steve Harvey was on the Pivot Podcast. And you know Steve Harvey from Cleveland. If you know anything about Steve Harvey, you know he's from Cleveland, Ohio. Because he don't be on nobody TV, nobody radio, nobody nothing without letting you know. He from Cleveland. He had something to say too.
I've been a Cleveland Brown fan my entire life. I happen to be 68 years old. I was sitting on the floor with my father in 1964 watching the Cleveland Browns beat the Baltimore Colts' ass. I was 7 years old. I watched that. I watched Jim Brown get up, be the last man into the huddle, all of that. I've watched us not win nothing since 1964. And you're going to sit here and ask me about a damn quarterback? Joe Flacco will be playing a few games, but his old ass going to get hurt. You just can't be 40 and run that fast away from all these people. So Joe Flacco gonna get hurt. Then we're gonna go to this white dude that no one has ever heard of until draft day. We've never heard of him. Why Shedeur lasted this long in the draft is beyond me, but it's okay. They did what they did, and everybody knows what was done. We ain't gotta beat the dead horse. Now, the game I saw Shedeur play was an impressive game. The second time, they put 4-5 linemen in the game that had never played football, organized, PAL, or no other league, and he got sacked 800 times, thrown for 2,000 yards in losses.
Right.
We find out later on that none of them damn linemen is playing football even today. They shouldn't have been playing in the first damn place. So now we're gonna watch this Gabriel boy go out here and panic his ass off soon as he get thrown in there with the Wolves. Cause the real Wolves come during the season.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is coming. Baltimore is coming. The real Wolves is coming. Now, I am praying to God that Shedeur gets an opportunity to show what he can really do. And I think that would be probably the best thing for him. But knowing the Cleveland Browns, they dumbass gonna trade him.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying not damn time. All I can say, Kevin Stefanski, if Shedeur Sanders don't play this season,
you about to lose your job.
That's all I'm telling you. If you don't get Shedeur Sanders on that damn field in the next 5 to 6 games,
you about to lose your job.
Your ass gonna be fired. Because there is none other, no one better, no one more qualified to run that offense than Shedeur Sanders. Y'all heard Steve Harvey. That man say Joe Flacco can't do shit. But knowing the Cleveland Browns, they gonna blow it, as they have for the last 25 years. The Cleveland Browns have not formed a team. The Cleveland Browns had the best chance to be 5 times better than they are right now in this draft class. They should have drafted Travis Hunter at number 2, came back at 25 and 26 and got Shedeur Sanders. Then they should have drafted some wide receivers and some linemen, and they'd have been good. That's what they should have been doing. But yet and still, they drafted a defensive tackle, a linebacker, 2 running backs, 2 quarterbacks, and a cornerback. That was the impetus of their draft. That's all of it. Why? Your O-line is Methuselah little brother age, 572. A bunch of elderly people playing on your offensive line. But see, that don't matter for Shedeur. Shedeur has played with horrible offensive lines his whole college career. Shedeur told y'all, if you don't want your franchise to get better, if you don't want me to change your shit, then don't draft me, because I am coming to effect change. I am coming to change your culture. I am coming to change your losing ways. I am coming to make everything around you better. And they call that arrogant. They call that cocky. Well, what the hell you want your quarterback to be? Meek and humble? I don't want no football player to be meek and humble. They need to be that boy. They need to walk around with their chest poked out. They need to walk around like they're the best thing walking. Or you end up with Tyler Show, New Orleans Saints. A 26-year-old quarterback who ain't worth a damn. The man has been in college for 9 years. And if you wasn't good after 4, you just need to go find you a new career. The Cleveland Browns fumbled this draft. They got 2 running backs out of the draft. They got a good defensive tackle and a good linebacker out of this draft. So it wasn't all that bad. But you need some offensive linemen. You need some wide receivers. You need some cornerbacks. You need a lot. There are several, and I do mean several, holes to fill on this team. Jerry Jeudy is not a true wide receiver one since he left Alabama. He hasn't been that. He hasn't lived up to the persona. But that I'm not gonna say that until I see him and Shedeur together. Because Shedeur has taken lesser wide receivers and made them draft picks. Hence the 4 that are in the NFL right now. So I'm not gonna say that because Shedeur has said what he's done. He makes shit better. LaDonte Webster wasn't getting drafted. Jimmy Horn wasn't getting drafted. Travis was getting drafted. Will Shepard wasn't going to be in the league. All those wide receivers are in the NFL right now because of playing with Shedeur Sanders. They didn't catch them balls on their own. That's Shedeur. If you just let him go out there and be great, that's what he's going to do. Just let him do his thing. But you know, it is what it is. What time is it? Oh my God, we are an hour and 40 minutes in. And we ain't even talked Colorado yet. I think I'm going to hold off on Colorado. I think we're going to hold off on Colorado. I think we might just do another Colorado stream later on, all by itself. Just let this one marinate and just put Colorado and do them on their own instead of combining the two. Because Colorado got a lot of activity coming up this Saturday. Things are going to get scrappy. But I'm for real, y'all. Y'all need to check it out. Shedeur is that boy. And if Cleveland don't hurry up, they're going to miss out on a great opportunity because somebody going to come get him. That's their biggest problem. They don't know what they want to do. They're scared to lose their job. They're scared to be wrong. But if you don't play him, you're going to lose your job. So it won't matter if you were right or wrong. All them draft picks they got next year, I think they got like 10 or 11. Somebody else gonna be using them draft picks because you just gonna be acquired them draft picks for them. If you want to save your job, Shedeur Sanders is your best hope. But I think they know that. But wait until week 9, 10, and 11 is not gonna do it. You need to put Dylan Gabriel in next week. Let him go and get 4, 5, and 6, and 7 out the way. If he lasts that long. Because them headhunters, they like little quarterbacks. They like little quarterbacks. Ask two. Ask that little fella over there in Arizona, do they like little quarterback? Ask that little fella come from Alabama over there in Carolina, do they like little quarterback? Oh, they love them. Smash hell out of them. Ask Drew Brees and them, do they like small people? Like little snacks, little Debbie cakes all day. Eat them up. But anyway, man, we're going to get out of here. We're going to appreciate everybody for stepping through, coming out, showing the love, having the fun. Appreciate all y'all. Appreciate everybody. And in a couple of weeks, if Kevin Stefanski ain't got it together, you're going to hear them Cleveland fans going, yeah, they're going to be out there. And every time Dylan Gabriel or Joe Flacco step on the field, they go. I mean, every time, that's all you're going to hear. They're going to be going nuts with it. But anyway, man, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. We got to keep these streams getting back live. As y'all know I like hanging out with y'all all day. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here, man. Y'all have a wonderful day. Do not forget to tell the people you love that you love them. Appreciate y'all. You see us, see you, auntie. Make sure you say what's up. I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.